Evening all. Just getting a turbo ready to send to a customer who's bought one. So I thought I would do a little video to show you these things, because I've got about 10 more of these I can sell. So bit of an advert and bit of a techie thing to show you guys, because, well, if you're following Stav-Tech, it's the kind of thing you're going to be into. Yeah, these are basically BorgWarner S400s. They are actually used, but you wouldn't hardly know it by looking at it. They are mint. I mean, they've barely been used at all. I think the story is they were fitted to their Mercedes engine, a 12 litre I think it is, Mercedes generator, and like a backup emergency generator for hospitals, and they were never needed and never used, so they've basically done practically no miles, and they're just mint. They're a tiny bit of soot on them, and that's about as far as it goes. They are proper nice. They're good for about 900 horsepower, which is not shy to say the least. They've got a 67mm inducer billet compressor wheel. It's extended tip, and it's 97mm extruder diameter, including the extended tip. Turbo on wheel is a 10 blade, so it flows a lot for its size, but it's a fairly big turbo on wheel as well. It's 78mm extruder 10 blade, which is same size as like a Garrett GT42 or GTX 42. So yeah, it's good for at least 900 brake this setup, probably more. Turbine housing is a twin scroll T4. The turbine AR is pretty big. It's actually 1.4, but they do spool great for their size. I mean, you wouldn't want to fit one of these on much less than around about 3 litre, I'd guess. But I've seen them fitted to 4 litres and stuff, and they spool brilliant. Got a guy I've sold 2 of these to. He's got a built 4.3 litre Toyota UZ engine, and it's got standard head, standard cams, but it's got pistons and rods, so it can take some power. And at 15 psi boost, he made 714 brake, and he had full boost at under 3,800 revs, which is pretty awesome for that kind of power and at such low boost as well. He had a smaller BorgWarner before. He had a S366 BorgWarner, and that ran 3 psi more boost, basically 18 psi, but made 34 brake less. And when you've got full boost that soon, then you know it's crazy not to run a bigger one like this, because this does spool brilliantly for a size. It's likely to be sort of full boost on like a 3 litre at about 4,500 RPM with a decent twin scroll manifold, which isn't bad at all for a turbo good for 900 plus horsepower. And on something like a 6 litre or so, you'd have full boost by barely 2,500 RPM. So for any kind of bigger engine, these things are fucking awesome, to be fair. Compressor housing is pretty swanky. It's 5-inch inlet, ported shroud. The cover is what BorgWarner normally call a race cover. Well, the BorgWarner don't call it, but most places that sell them call them race covers, because they've got the nice sort of bell mouth inlet. In reality, I think it's more for making the turbo spool not such ridiculously loud like they are with that removed, but people call it race cover, and supposedly it helps power. I don't really believe it does. You can remove these if you want really crazy loud spool by drilling out the little pins there, but and then pulling it out. But nah, it's not worth it really, and they still sound absolutely insane anyway. So yeah, this is basically what it is, and they are nice proper bits of kit. That's just how they are on the inside. I mean, it's that tidy you can still see the marker pen notes that they've made when they've built the thing. And it's got, I wonder if that is stamped 15, as in 2015, so it's a pretty new turbo anyway, although it's done practically no miles. It's V-band connection for both the housings. I'll show you there. don't know if you can even see that, but that's BorgWarner made in Great Britain. It's that fresh. I don't know if you can see because of the light, but it's still got the part number and the QR code, just that QR code there, part number there, and yeah, even the turbine wheel is very clean, barely any soot at all. So yeah, they are awesome. Best thing about them as well, to be honest, is they're cheap. I mean, brand new, something like this, a 900 brake capable billet turbo is £1,000 plus. These things I've got on eBay at £400 plus delivery, and away from eBay I can do them for about 370 plus delivery. So really, like 400 quid delivered at most, and you've got this mega, practically all intents and purposes brand new billet turbo, good for best part 1,000 brake, maybe more than 1,000 brake. Also on eBay it's not so cheap, but if you hit me up on like the StavTech Facebook page, then obviously I can do you a deal at 10% cheaper than the 400 quid eBay thing, and I can ship these all over the world as well. That's not a problem. I've sold these to people in America, Australia. Shipping's quite a lot, but that's just one of them things. I'll show you what it looks like in one piece. I won't bother putting the V-bands on, but literally good thing about being V-band housings is you can rotate the core and the housings any direction you want, and it's got a nice rubber O-ring on it so you don't leak boost like you do on so many turbos quite easily. Most people don't realise, but when you pressure test a lot of turbos, they do leak from the connection, but this don't. You just pull it on, press it down, and yeah, they've got literally zero play, zero damage. They are awesome turbos and a good size. Big old bits of kit. I mean, I got big hands, but yeah, that's a 5-inch inlet. But serious turbos, and yeah, if you want one, give me a shout. This is the turbo all complete and finished with the V-bands on. You can literally take these apart and reorientate it and do whatever you want in a matter of seconds thanks to the V-bands. They're dead easy. Normal journal bearings, so while they're strong as anything, they're cheap and easy to get rebuilt. Oil cooled only. So yeah, they are awesome. Literally, probably, I know I'm selling it so I would say that, but they're about the best bargain you can get at the moment for turbos in my opinion. So yeah, do a buy. And it dog. Yeah, dog agrees, buy them. Ta-da.